Hello, America's fans, and we're getting everything kicked off over here on Miramar. My name is Matrim. I was the one that was missing at the earlier sections of this, so we're going to be coming back in. I've got myself Godspeed, and we're going to be going and seeing a Miramar game to kick everything off. You have Synergy that's going to be rotating on the opposite side. Looks like they're trying to get some vision onto this one. Synergy's playing this one careful. And with a couple of shots that they're now taking out, it feels like they might think it's safe to come up into this one, and Tiggleton is just waiting. Danny delivers that one in, gonna pick up a couple of shots, but I think that that's gonna deter any further movement. On the opposite side of this, we have to point out that SDK did leave one of their members in Halo down in south, so that might be something to keep an eye on. And Soniqs, remember that vision we talked about in that open area? I mean, I don't necessarily blame the mindset on trying to get this. Fire's getting popped out, Draft King getting destroyed. I mean, you had to figure that these holes were already occupied, right? So maybe trying to sit around, but I probably would have waited for some shots.
But they also, I mean, they should have known they didn't completely wipe Future, right? So Magno did go off. They probably heard him drive away. As a solo, I think the play would have been to just follow and take that space, because if they did, they would have had the entire east side to play for. Rats as well, yeah, and they're just, this is exactly what I thought they were going to do. So just pull up right underneath and then just start taking the fight to Zwire. Capitan actually managed to make his way inside. He's going to go for the spray. He's going to try to find one. He does. And this could be an opportunity here.
Wow. HO just says no.
Never mind. I was going to say opportunity was fire, but nope, never mind.
STK with, what, 4 different firing lines into what's going to be happening inside this compound.
They just needed to get rid of Grant Lannis, and that pretty much just gave them full control of this game. Now, it could shift south. It could potentially... Actually, this is phase 8, so this is it. Center circle. They've got it. They just have to now wait and lick their lips as they see who's going to make it out of this and potentially get some kills out of this fight between Zwire and Soniqs.
It's going to be very, very interesting trying to hold together. We got a couple flashbangs coming on both sides. H1 tries to go for the push. He's going to go down. Fisher is going to be the one that finds him. Soniqs has to pump the brakes as it's starting to come apart. Good defensive line coming up with Zwire, but they still have 2 members down of their own. Soniqs are going to get eliminated, but they need to try to make something happen fast. What are SDK going to do?
They're already on their way. They know this is a fight where 2 of them were knocked, and this is the perfect opportunity. So they have now completely set up to close out any hope of Zwire coming out of this in a comfortable way.
Yeah, it was so well played from them, coming out with now 18 points. No surprise in that one. Rat's going to be following in back behind, as well as ZV off of their amazing emergency pickup reposition. Dragon Tiger Barrel Showdown also going to be tied up with them, and then we get a bit of a drop down into Soniqs positioning in 8th. Last Miramar was a barn burner, and I cannot wait to move into the next one. So now moving in, seeing how everything's going to be dropping. Yeah, I mean, Campo Militar, which we did see get some attention, and the North America qualifiers. No surprise that we're also going to see Los Leones get a bit more, as it looks like we have Zwire, Synergy, and STK all dropping in. New Circle is just popped, and a shift up to the northeast. I mean, we kind of had to expect that, right? It was going northeast.
Yeah, but I mean, these shifts are just so drastic, though. I mean, look how many teams have actually been left out. You have Synergy, Yellow Jackets, as well as Future, M762, Dragon Tiger Barrel Showdowns. I mean, even Elevate is having to fight back in. At the very least, I will say Friendly Fire with a pretty great position here, rotating back in from the northwest. But man, this is a crazy shift in game 2. Again, 2 games in a row now, Matt. Our circles are pretty bonkers, and I'm about it.
So we got ZV and Soniqs lined up against each other while Shoot to Kill is getting control of the area. I don't know, about what, 25% of the circle already? We're going to have to keep up with that one, because I know Toffees was giving us a breakdown as that goes. Fisher now down, as well as mine. ZV, much more of a Wolfpack mindset, all stacked up together, but this is an intriguing fight, as Fisher is going to get fleshed out. Mime not having that same effect happen just quite yet. So I'll have to see. I think that they should be able to get the res, as this is just a very good defensive line from Shrimzy. Man, that was a good shot. Now we can see the continued fight, as the shift in the south is going to be Future taking the shots in, and it's going to be the kill feed getting more active now. Everybody was kind of getting some control shots, seeing what they can have happen, and hey, let's make this more chaotic. Let's add in a crate just for fun, right? It's Ali and just 2 members up, still trying to fend in, and Soniqs, look at these different angles that they're managing to find, but Cluzera on the outside finds the knock into Mime. But the flashbangs coming out. I don't know if Ali can try to get anything. Shotguns with H-Win. This is the dream coming out. And Soniqs do have 2 of their members down and only 1 up on the other side. But ZV, while this distraction is going to be happening, Friendly Fire is eyeing the sight line. Looks like they're trying to move into it. They've got Shoot to Kill that are taking shots into him. They can't take too many options. And Paige is just sending it.
Friendly Fire is probably not going to go too hard into getting into this farm, because they do have safety on the north side of this wall.
Friendly Fire is going to be playing into this position right now, which is fine, as the new circle does pop and shifts down to the south, but it's just fine for now. They don't have to worry about anybody probably wrapping in behind them for the time being, but they still got to move, and Soniqs, now we're getting the trademark Soniqs aggression.
The crazy thing about this is I just watched N1 drive to the other side outside the circle to see if he can get an angle on the fight between Soniqs and Friendly Fire, which is crazy cool proactivity coming out of them. But as we look with behind with that freaking P90, man, it is so strong as he's going to take out the rest of Friendly Fire.
Decimate going to have an easy regroup option, but they're going to be taking shots and shoot to kill right now. A shoot to kill is going to be one of the more, I guess, difficult teams making their rotation. Looking out, this is going to be kind of peculiar because I think that we're looking at Tilt Town keeping an eye on Future and LG, and everybody else is going to have the capabilities to kind of fight amongst themselves. This is kind of got some vision to work with. And surprise, surprise. Shoot to kill manages to line up a beautiful nade. They're going to pick that one up, and if they manage to pick up this P90 and good gear off of Soniqs, that's going to be an issue.
And that's it. Soniqs is actually down. Stilson is going to find Tig. He was the last one, and I think SDK are going to be able to recover here.
All right, quick leaderboard check-in, but I want to go back to Fiumba because that was a great game. STK in first place with those 25 points after their first win. Decimate now comfortably in second with 24. Fiumba looking good in third. Soniqs, M762 Rats going down from there. But again, it's 2 out of 18 games. We got a long road ahead of us. Now,
we are at go time. Godspeed. I cannot wait. Each one of the games that we played here, all 2 of them, have been absolutely amazing. I cannot wait to see how this game's going to go.
Yeah, well, at least this weekend we do get 3 games of Take-O, right? 1 each day, because again, there's 18 games, and that's something that we did briefly touch on in the beginning as we look at this playing path. But yeah.
Sorry, my brain shut off because, what, 20% of the circle isn't even playable?
This, oh man, this is good. There are so many rice fields up there where, or rice paddies, you say, where Future is, and that creates a whole slew of interesting scenarios, Matt.
Soniqs very centered now. You can see doing the harassment on Synergy being the next part of the gauntlet. If Synergy manages to pass through this, they can at least find, I guess, another dip, but it looks like they're going to stop there, and I don't think that that's really where you want to stop. Rats is pretty close on one side, but what else you got to do?
Yeah, I was going to say, Matt, where else do you expect them to go? They really don't have that much to play.
We've got Yellow Jackets that are now providing some supervision inside that firefight with Dragon Tiger Barrel Showdown, as well as Friendly Fire. I don't even know what you do out of this. That does open up Future to move more aggressively to the south and down next to Synergy, but here comes Soniqs coming through. Oh, I said that. And Future gets eliminated as they try to make that push. Soniqs are just sweeping through now and forcing Decimate into this firing lines into LG. That's going to be a kitted 4-man squad moving in this late game.
Well, it's not even a kitted 4-man squad. It's a kitted Soniqs, which is definitely one of the most terrifying things in this lobby. So,
what else you got left at this stage is, again, keep an eye on utility, is it's going to be Rats trying to move in. LG still has 1 member up inside of Snake Ears that looks like he's going to be pathing back over to the north, and this is just Rats having so much attention focused in on them.
Pretty much their game to lose at this point as well, since they're not only kitted, but they have all the zone control. It's going to be up to 0-0 Nation, Stinkers, and Rats to potentially do something, but I'm not necessarily counting Rats out just yet.
Yeah, they're the strongest team that can fight against them, but they've been being battered this whole time. Lord only knows what their armor looks like. They were the first team, I think, around this position, and you can see they're just so weak. They can't even really stand up and fight. Soniqs now complete control over the circle, and so 0-0 Nation with 1 member up, and that's going to be LFP. Show me what you got, and he's trying, man. He goes for the spray onto one of them. He's been spotted out, takes a massive amount of damage. Here come the pants, pop in the face. And that's going to make Sonic's day at 11 kills.
A little bit of an anticlimactic win, but still 11 kills for Sonic. They did exactly what they were supposed to do. They came in from the north. They took their time. That 2-2 split initially was wonderful for them. They got a little bit of circle love, but they absolutely used it. They made it work, and they were active the whole time.
Overall leaderboard, though, Soniqs takes the lead. That's a nice big change in the leaderboard right now. 36 points for them. Decimate right behind at 31. STK at 26. But Matt, some of our teams that I expected to be higher up after 3 games, particularly 0-0 Nation, not really showing up right now.
All right, we had our 2 games in the desert, and now we've got our Tego done. It's just set up for 3 games of Erangel, as there's going to be a lot of damage control coming out from these teams, I think, to try to stabilize, specifically a couple of the teams such as 0-0 Nation. I think that we've been having a lot of eyes on our 22 esports bets.
to see that there's a lot of teams holding in that north, specifically 22. Fiumba is actually taking good care of STK here.
I mean, you can see ZV's like, where do we go? Where do we go? There's nothing. There is absolutely nothing to have. Fisher's gonna go down. What? Stop at his body and a tree. That's about the best thing you're gonna find. He's gonna get taken down.
Do have a little bit of pressure now going so they can make this push onto Dragon Tiger Barrel Showdown, but man,
they've got to be careful though.
Yes.
Fiumba has shifted down from this position that they were playing. Remember, they were taking shots into STK earlier from that high ground, but they heard the fights going on with Decimate and Soniqs, and they're now trying to move more aggressively into it. Dragon Tiger Barrel Showdown is going to get eliminated as they finally get spotted out by the last members of 0-0 Nation. But this fight right along the zone is going to be just massive detriment. And you can see folded shields are going to provide value this game. And what are you doing? Moving the car?
He's just trying to get out with that car, and I imagine Soniqs are going to fight pretty much against the blue until that bad boy closes, as is Fiumba, because there is, I mean, look at the shift. It's centered up. And Rats, though, Rats is having the time of their life. They are the only form of any decent cover in this circle, and they're basically on the southern edge. I mean, they are the edge.
I think that they've got, what, 1.5 buildings still in play. They're
better than everything else.
Yeah, I mean, Soniqs and Fiumba are just fighting for kills at this stage because they know it's going to be just crazy whatever happens.
LG's probably going to wrap towards this fight too, I would imagine. Yep, here they come.
Yeah, I mean, LG's got to make a move sooner or later, so this is going to be where it comes in. Soniqs going to have to keep their heads on the swivel. It's just going to be firefights. Nade's going to connect from mine. That's going to turn up in a big way, but LG in vehicles coming up back behind it. Tig spots Elf. Explosion right in front of him, going for the spray. Quick exchanges between the two. Very minimal cover as the zone is going to come in. This is a phase 6 zone, and it is not going to tickle. They got to try to make something happen. Grant Landis, while this is going on, you can see the rest of Rats moving into the low ground, using the road as the little bit of cover that they have. Meanwhile, Soniqs get eliminated.
Let's take a look at that overall leaderboard, Godspeed.
Yeah, I definitely don't think Rats through either. I just think they just overextended a little bit, right, with Finna, and I don't remember who was with him, but I did like the proactivity, right? Instead of just sitting in the back and just shooting, they actually did go for some kills, but it did cost them 2 members. That being said, still a great game for Rats. They've been pretty consistent actually on the day in these rough circles, so great for them.
Tego had a complete lack of cover, and then Aaron Gill said, you know what? Hold my energy drink. I'm going to go ahead and outdo you and show you that, hey, Aaron Gill cannot have cover as well. It was a very hectic game right off the get-go, and a matchup joined by Godspeed, taking you through the action. Next game.
LG has actually pretty much retained full control of the north, so this is going to be a very nice situation for them.
This is going to, if anything, cause more issues because I believe that Mime moved over to try to get the res onto Tig, and Hwin coming in clutch right there. Going to continue to harass and gets the knock onto one of the members. Now, Future also going to have to stop inside of their push. SG hears this and might be venturing in. They have sent out Z-Kraken as well as Pippa to kind of venture in and see if maybe they can get something, but they're going to be flanking in right back behind Future.
This has just been a meat grinder of circles for these boys to kind of work with, as Future now is just looking for anything as Shrimsy's going to find a knock on Slavy.
Oh, it does look like they're trying to wrap back around behind this one. Friendly Fire gets the down in the flush on the Mime, but it's going to be retaliated back as Roth is going to go down to Tiggleton. And remember, we do have Friendly Fire just at 2 members right now. It's going to come out and connect big. Soniqs finding themselves feeling way better inside this game. Sitting at 2 kills right now, and Paige just has to sit there and watch his friends die. Synergy now coming back in behind Soniqs, going to go ahead and take the shots, and I don't know if you want to do that. It feels like Soniqs are kind of vibing on where they're at. Z-Kraken kind of getting a feel, seeing if maybe he can spot it. It's a nice side flank that they're trying to pull off, but Hwin just says, hell no, I'm not going to let that one go down. Kraken takes a ton of damage. Keep in mind, Hwin is the last one up, so this is kind of a duel of fates on who can get control over the south right now. Synergy was keeping an eye on it, and I like this from Hwin, just making sure to use the smokes, get the flushes, pick up your points, don't allow anything to slip away from you, as they don't have the biggest lead going into this.
That was actually a disgusting spray transfer, and Hwin just one shot away, but it's going to be Vinny that steals it, who actually saves Hwin as well.
A good guy, Decimate.
Save is a strong word, but basically did the work for him, and at the very least, he survives, Matt.
I would say that Decimate enjoyed getting their free kill point is the best way to look at it, and they're thinking about getting their second one, and Vinny, man, Vinny's been having a good day today. I got to give respect where respect's due. A lot of the big actions coming out from Decimate have been off of him.
It's a huge come up for them as they were second from the bottom. They managed to get to 13. And while I did say in these games, there's been rats nowhere to be found, there are rats that are found in 4th place overall. These guys have surprised, I think, a lot of people with how strong they came out today. 0-0 Nation in the space of 2 games climbs up into 3rd place. Soniqs and LG up at the top.
Back on Erangel as we're going to be moving through our 1/3 the way through PGS 2 qualifiers for the Americas. It's not do or die yet, but it's definitely try to avoid dying because I still need some more freaking points. Godspeed. Hey, look, Synergy finally did get all of Severny. It only took them an extra circle.
Meanwhile, Future has found a knock on the Soniqs. The more time they take, they're potentially giving recovery time to the Soniqs. I know they want to get this fight done as early as possible, but as you said, Hwin and Tig pulling up on the other side of that is going to cause a lot of issues for them, specifically in just entering the building from the front. So they're going to get that re-knock. It does look like Mime's on fire, and that's going to be the 2nd knock on the Soniqs.
Now, the issue with it is, oh, wait a minute, Glock hitting those shots onto H1. Good read on where the position is going to be coming out with. SDK is just to the north of this. Here's this, but they have to deal with 0-0 Nation on their own. This is what I was more concerned about, right? Soniqs can just sit here and can try to hold down different angles and try to pick up some kills. This is still an early game circle, so it's not the worst. With the zone coming in, why would you assume that there's still a firefight happening over here? SDK being to the north of it still also hasn't quite left. And Tig just bold, runs in, goes for the drop shot. Magno says, nah, not gonna let that one happen. So, I mean, you gotta give it to Future. Even if they take some casualties inside this, stepping up and fighting Soniqs feels good.
This where they've they've killed 3 without losing anyone. So there. Oh, Hwin's actually going to go down from Adam, and that's it. Soniqs are out this game, and Future survives with all 4.
Now, LG did not stumble in that game. 15 kills gave them 2nd place, but a massive amount of points. They finished the day in 1st place with 74. Fiumba comes out. They've got this new roster. Capitan, Silzen. These guys were together at PGC 2021. They got 12th. They were the 12th best team in the world in 2021. Guys, there are 12 games left to play. Make sure you come back tomorrow to the same time, the same place to see who gets those top 3 spots and gets to go to PGS 2 in Riyadh to play for the big bucks. Thank you so much for watching. On behalf of myself, Godspeed Match'em, everyone at Crafton, and the entire production team, thank you for spending your evening with us. And until we see you tomorrow, play more PUBG.